How you guys doing? And thanks for watching. This is George again here at Wicked Warnings. Remember, we're your #1 source for construction and emergency strobe lighting and safety equipment for cars, vans, trucks, buses, SUVs, bicycles, and tricycles. And here we have a nice 2019 Silverado 2500 HD. What we're featuring in the front of that truck is our 8-head Wicked Slick Stick LED bar. Now it's displaying a warning pattern in amber and white, as you can see, but it can also display a pattern in all amber or all white. It also has a flood white, a steady white override as well, but this bar does not feature any arrow stick patterns. You will not find any left or right arrow patterns in the Wicked Slick Stick bar. All warning. We're also featuring our Wicked Warnings Auto Flasher Module kit on our forward-facing amber mirror lights. You can see the customer-supplied roof light bar we retained. Be sure to take note of some of the install for this particular light stick in the grill. It fits quite nicely, very easy to install. Very slight modification needed, but mounts right up behind the grill in front of the framework that would usually hold the factory shutters on the lower trim lines. The HD trucks haven't had any shutters so far that I've seen, so we've been able to mount this light bar in almost all of them. And by shutters, I mean the Venetian blind looking grill shutters that are in front of the radiator to close off the cold air. Not all trucks have those. If you do have those, this installation might not work. Also, for clarity, our Wicked Warnings Auto Flasher kit flashes the factory light in the mirror. That is the factory forward-facing amber light. We have added nothing to that mirror. We've only modified the wiring inside the vehicle in the kick panel to achieve that. But again, that is the factory light on that mirror. As you can see, we are also featuring our Wicked Warnings Auto Flasher module on the rear-facing white as well. That is again a factory light, just like the front. You can see we didn't elect to synchronize those. No need, forward and rear facing. Doesn't matter if they're in sync or out of sync. Alrighty, as you can see, around the back side of the truck, we have our Wicked Warnings Thin X strip. That's underneath the tailgate. Now that's also displaying in an amber white alternating flash pattern. You could elect to display that in all amber if you wanted, or all white, just the same as the front grille, and it also has the steady white override just the same as the front grille. Now below that, we've installed our LED HAW Duo in a low dome version with the mounting bezel in black. We mounted that in the smaller step pocket. You'll see that the 2019s have the smaller rear bumper step pocket. The 2020s have a much larger style step pocket. On the older, smaller bumper like this, we recommend the LD HAW Duo with the mounting bezel to mount a light below the reverse, as you see here. Now in the reverse, we're using the very same light, the LD HAW Duo, but we're using it in white. So we put white in the reverse and amber below. We've synchronized those into an X pattern. As you can see, I think this does quite a nice job of lighting up the rear of this truck. Now there will be a sister truck in this build, actually quite a few of them, that all have camper shells. Stay tuned for a link to that video as well. And this particular truck has a flat shell, but is done exactly the same as the sister trucks in its fleet. Here, as I raise the camera quite a bit, you can see the mirrors, the rear-facing white mirrors, as well as the customer-supplied light bar. Here's a little better shot of how those rear-facing white mirrors work out. Very good rear warning, high and wide. As long as white works for your color, that's a great option. Again, that's our Wicked Warnings Auto Flasher module on those rear-facing OEM white mirror lights. Again, we did not add anything to those mirrors. We just manipulated the wiring on the factory lights. Alrighty, here in the cab, we're using the factory auxiliary beacon switch that GM provides. It's that nice switch right there. But we were asked to put in a little bit larger warning indicator LED. That small square yellow wasn't enough, and the client was concerned that they would be driving around quite a bit with their warning lights on. So we put in a RGB LED right there for them that works with the warning light, and you can see it gives them a little bit of color alternation here in the cab of the truck and works out quite nicely. So that's how we ended up doing that. And you could see there when we turn the switch off, That LED just about disappears. Just drilled for the 3/16 drill bit, back mounted. Very easy to put in. Now that's not part of the kit. If you want that LED, just go ahead and give us a ring at Wicked Warnings. An email works best, info at Wicked Warnings, and we can get you that LED. Very cool little indicator light, and not all that bright in the cab. You can see here. There we go. Not too bad. So thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. Hope to see you on the next video. As I said, make sure to stay tuned and look in the description for links to all these products.